Three men cornered the CEO, then the quiet single dad at table 12 stood up. The entire restaurant froze the moment the crystal wineglass shattered against the polished wooden floor. The elegant chatter that had filled the room only seconds earlier dissolved into silence as three well-dressed men slowly surrounded one frightened woman near the panoramic windows overlooking the glittering city skyline. Expensive suits, confident smiles, and the kind of arrogance that believed money could erase consequences filled the air with tension. The woman wasn't just another guest. She was one of the youngest CEOs in the city, a woman who had built an empire from nothing, yet in that terrifying moment, she looked completely alone. And while everyone watched, nobody moved. Nobody except the quiet single father sitting alone at table 12. Before we continue, if you believe kindness is stronger than power, if you believe people deserve second chances, please take a moment to like this video. Leave a comment telling us where you're watching from, share this story with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to Kindness Echoes. Your support helps us continue bringing heartfelt stories that remind the world compassion still exists. Ethan Walker had never wanted attention. At 38, his world revolved around one thing: his 8-year-old daughter Lily. Every morning began before sunrise. He braided her hair with clumsy fingers that had improved through years of practice, packed lunches with handwritten notes tucked beside sandwiches, and hurried her off to school before beginning another exhausting shift as a building maintenance supervisor. Life had not been gentle with Ethan. 3 years earlier, his wife Sarah had lost her battle with cancer after months of treatments that drained every dollar they had saved. Friends slowly disappeared. Bills piled higher than hope. Every dream Ethan once held quietly dissolved into the daily mission of simply giving Lily a reason to smile. He never complained. Instead, he learned that strength often looked ordinary. It looked like repairing old shoes instead of buying new ones. It looked like pretending dinner was delicious even when it came from discounted canned food. It looked like reading bedtime stories with enough enthusiasm that Lily never noticed the tears waiting until after she fell asleep. That evening's dinner inside the luxurious Skyline Grand restaurant wasn't a celebration of success. It was a promise. Months earlier, Lily had won her school's statewide art competition. Her prize included a gift certificate donated by the restaurant's owner. Ethan almost sold the certificate online to pay overdue electric bills, but Lily's excitement was impossible to ignore. She wanted just one fancy dinner. Just once. Unfortunately, Lily had fallen asleep in the car after feeling unwell, so Ethan gently tucked her beneath a warm blanket in the back seat, asked the valet to keep an eye on her while he ordered takeout using the certificate, and quietly waited inside. Table 12 sat near the corner, unnoticed by nearly everyone. He wore his only button-up shirt, carefully ironed despite frayed cuffs. His wedding ring remained on a chain around his neck instead of his finger. He absent-mindedly twisted it whenever memories became too loud. Across the room sat Victoria Reynolds. Magazine covers called her the Iron CEO. Business channels praised her fearless leadership. Investors admired her billion-dollar technology company that employed thousands across the country. Yet none of those titles mattered tonight. She had come seeking a rare evening away from boardrooms and reporters. She hoped anonymity might offer peace. Instead, trouble found her. The three men approaching her weren't strangers. They were former executives dismissed months earlier after Victoria uncovered evidence of fraud inside her own company. Millions of dollars had disappeared into hidden accounts, and despite expensive lawyers, investigations continued closing around them. Humiliation had turned into bitterness. Bitterness had become revenge. They blocked every path away from her table. Nearby diners lowered their eyes. Some quietly reached for phones but hesitated. Others whispered. Nobody intervened. Because fear is contagious. One of the men leaned closer, invading Victoria's space with calculated intimidation. The confidence she displayed during shareholder meetings disappeared beneath genuine fear. She glanced around the restaurant, silently searching for someone willing to help. No one met her eyes. Except Ethan. From table 12, he saw something painfully familiar. Years ago, Sarah had once been cornered in a grocery store parking lot by an aggressive stranger, while Ethan stood frozen 20 feet away loading groceries into their car. Someone else had stepped in before Ethan gathered enough courage. The shame haunted him long after. He promised himself he would never again allow fear to decide who he became. His heart pounded. His hands trembled. He wasn't bigger than the three men. He wasn't richer. He certainly wasn't looking for trouble. But some moments ask only one question. Will you stand? Ethan quietly rose from table 12. His chair scraped across the floor. The sound echoed through the restaurant. Every eye turned toward him. He walked slowly, calmly, with the steady determination of someone who had spent years carrying burdens heavier than fear. His voice wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. He simply said enough to interrupt the growing intimidation, his calm presence carrying more weight than shouting ever could. The three men laughed. They sized him up instantly. Just another ordinary man. Wrinkled shirt. Worn shoes. No expensive watch. No security team. No importance. One stepped forward, as if expecting Ethan to retreat. Instead, Ethan remained exactly where he stood. Years of lifting heavy equipment at work had quietly strengthened him. Years of raising Lily alone had strengthened something even greater. His resolve. Victoria watched in disbelief. Here stood someone with absolutely nothing to gain by helping her.